Well, Ian, 3 points on the road. How do you assess the game this afternoon?
Oh, it's another sticky. It's a win. It's a sticky performance where we look brilliant at times and not quite so good at other times. But I'd like to give Mickey Mellon and his team a massive pat on the back. They came up last year. He didn't like the way they started because we were on top. And then the challenge after that was quite immense. And I'm really pleased that we managed to hold it out. We could have held it out better in a lot of ways. But as I say, our lads are growing. We've got to learn how to win games. And we've limped over the line.
Just want to talk about those best bits that you talk about during the game. Presumably it's the 2 goals and the way that we scored the second goal in the play and the pattern of play that we did this afternoon.
Yeah, I think the second goal was probably the best goal I've seen since I've been here from my team. The choices, instead of Will crossing it, the pass, and then the setup, and then the finish was excellent. Really, really good. And we had them pinned back, and at the end of the day, they did well to get out of that. Some real dead basic mistakes that we made, but considering on Thursday I didn't have Harry Smith and I didn't have Ollie Clark and I didn't have Gav Kilkenny, that was a massive blow, and that's a massive performance, because without those other 2, like we had to go into today, I don't think we've won without them. So well done to the lads, well done to the group, and we'll look at it, we'll analyse it, and we'll march on and move on, because an awful lot of that, I need to get an awful lot better. But I'm more than happy for the boys to learn, and it's something to build on.
I want to talk about the player instrumental in both of those goals for us this afternoon, Joe Snowden. Player that seems to be moulding into a position that he's probably not too familiar with in his time playing, but a player that's definitely taken a shine at the moment.
I'm delighted we've got him. I think he's been very, very well coached. Such a down-to-earth lad, got all sorts of ability, left foot or right, and he smashed one in with his left foot and he set up the other one. So if anybody's going to get man of the match, it'll probably be him, won't it? So well done to the boy. And he's adjusting from academy football really, really quickly and really, really well. And I think when you look at our age, the overall team, yes, we're slightly inexperienced and my bench is slightly inexperienced, but I've got to try and get the balance of who's on there, why they're on there, what they're going to need to do, and catch them up to speed, which is full-time professional football, not academy football. The difference is massive. So well done to Joe for adapting in a position that he has played, a wing-back, but I don't see him playing in that one long-term. I think he's got all sorts of bits and pieces that he can add higher up the pitch, as we saw today.
I want to touch on something you've touched on already, obviously the changes that you had to make to your starting 11 this afternoon with the absence of Ollie Clark and Gav Kilkenny. Gav, you mentioned earlier in the week, had a slight problem with his hip, so how is he and how is Ollie Clark?
Well, we'll have to wait and see whether they're any good for whether they'll be fit for Tuesday or not. But they were both too sore to even dream of coming on the trip. So there we go. That's what a squad's all about, isn't it? So we'll have to wait and see. I'll find out Monday morning. I'll be able to let you know closer to that. But it's nice to get a win without him.
That presented an opportunity for James Ball to make his first league start as well. Obviously versatile, playing in midfield at times today and centre of defence.
Yeah, predominantly until I brought Harry back, he was in the back line and did really well. Yeah, really pleased with him. Pleased for him. And we're going to work towards them dominating the midfield area by talking and calling, and you could see it starting to happen. You could see it starting to come. But so I'm delighted for him. Really, really pleased that we've managed to get a win. I think the win, he will tell you as well, not just about him, that it's really important that he played probably his best game for me the other day against Cardiff. I wasn't planning on, if Ollie was fit, to start him, but that was good for him to get a league win in a position where he can do. That should lift him, should boost his confidence, because he was out an awful long time last season, and he ended up, his team got promoted and he was sub most of the time. So, and no senior pro likes to do that, so it's great for him to be out there. So well done, Bally. And we've just got to work on our line back there. We've got to make sure, because we are a bit, when Phil came on, he's a bit young and he's a bit fresh, and you know, there was one or two bits and pieces that I'm sure we can talk and sort out a damn sight easier if they all communicated like I do. But never mind, I will teach them how to scream and shout, and make sure you put them in places where they're going to be already there, so they can't make a mistake then. And I think we leave that too much to everybody else rather than ourselves. So, and when you move clubs, it's not easy. When you've moved your wife, it's not easy. So I think he's done really well today. Really proud of him. Really pleased that we've gone away with 3 points.
The only other injury concern that you had during the weekend following Cardiff was obviously Connor Ripley, who returned back in goal today, so must be all okay on that front.
I'm not sure. I don't think he kicked the ball in the second half, so I'm not sure how sore his thigh is. So we'll have to have a chat with him and see what on earth's going on.
Let's talk about the fans, because there was a lovely moment at the end of the game after picking up 3 points in obviously difficult circumstances throughout that second half, but it felt like those 500 supporters that travelled up for this early kick-off, saw their team win and pick up our first away win of the season. Yeah,
I think the fans, how they feel, how they got to travel, I don't think we think about that anymore. I don't think that's fair. But they all came here, they made a great effort, and they helped us over the line. Absolutely magnificent showing. And what was great, Oldham Athletic thanked them for making the journey, which is really, really important. We all have ups and downs as football clubs. I'm delighted for Oldham Athletic to see where they are now. We mate Mickey Mellon. Obviously, I'm glad we won, but it's all about getting that energy back, and you can feel this place is. And when you look over there, you got Joe Royal stand. What a wonderful man he was. So I'm delighted for them to get back in the league and get going again. So for us to manage to win against a team that's been used to winning, although it was ugly, I'm more than happy with. But our fans made me so proud today. Thank you very, very much.